Hey everyone, how you doing today? So I'm going to show you a few options for ankle to knee. Some of you who have been practicing yoga for a while may know it as Firelog pose. I'm old school. I learned it as ankle to knee, so that's what I'll be calling it. Anyway, all you need is a yoga blanket or perhaps a towel, something you can sit up on if you need a little bit of lift. If you find that your knees are higher than your hips, you'll want to sit up on the blanket so that you have your hips higher than the knees. Is that just a more comfortable way to do it? Plus, the alignment is better. And you'll need one block or a thick book, or again another rolled up blanket. So that'll be one of the options. I'm not going to use the blanket to show you, it would throw off my alignment, but please do sit on it, and you would just pretty much sit on the edge of it, just so you get a little bit of lift from the hips there, in the hips, I should say. So, okay, so first option, you want to start with the legs extended. Okay, all different ways we can do this. So start with a place if you're tight. This will feel pretty comfortable, and also protect the knees. We always want to protect the knees and hip opening, because if the hips are tight, it'll always go to the weaker place. Place with more mobility, the knee. So you always want to be careful of that. So let's start with the right foot. We'll place the right foot flat on the mat, and the knee is up toward the ceiling. What you want to do here is just cross the right shin over the left thigh above the knee, so never on the knee. This might be enough, and from here you can just fold forward, and yes, you'll get a hamstring stretch. You'll stretch the back of the left leg, but also you'll feel it in the right hip if you're a little tight in the hips there. Next stage would be to place the left foot onto the mat with the knee up toward the ceiling, hands behind your back. Now the tendency here is to start to round. You don't want to do that. You want to lift the center of your chest away from the navel, get nice and tall. And then you want to walk your heel and your seat as close as they'll go. So some of you might be really close to the chest, pressing toward the shin. Some of you may be a little further away. And this can be pretty intense. So you play around with the right amount of sensation for you. Another thing that happens is the shoulders creep up to the ears. So you want to roll them down the back towards your hips, so you have a little more space between between the ears and the shoulder, long through the sides of your neck. So you can be here. Now, next stage would be to heel toe the left foot over toward the right, just to check it out, and maybe you're stacking the right shin on top of the left. So it's an easy transition to go there. This might not be appropriate for you. How you'll know if it's not appropriate is if your foot is looking up at you rather than facing toward the side wall. So if it's flexed and facing toward the side wall, good. If it's looking up at you, you're pulling on the outer part of your ankle, setting yourself up for an ankle injury. You don't want that. You want the foot nice and flush toward that wall. Even if you have to bring maybe you bring your ankle forward of your knee if that's appropriate. And it may be like this. So if you have a blanket, you can put that over here if you wanted. So if you wanted to put that here to save a place for it to rest, that's fine. Again, a blanket can work as well. If you find that's just not working, here's where the block comes in. So what you want to do is you want to also, to make this a little bit deeper if possible, you keep your bottom shin parallel to the front of your mat. And then the top shin will be parallel to the bottom shin. This would be your full expression. Let me show you the other one first. So you place the block in front of the left knee and let the right foot just rest on top of that block. So you still have the same shape, but now you'll be no longer compromising the ankle, and your knee will feel a lot happier if you were tight in your hip. Hands behind the back. Lengthen once again, sternum away from navel, get really long, not because the shoulders are creeping up to the ears, but because the side body is getting really long. And then you fold forward. Again, the hands can stay behind your back, or they can come forward of your shin. Chin to throat. Then once you've extended your spine, we always want to find extension first in whatever pose we're doing. Then we bring the chin toward the throat and we surrender here. You can hold here for a little bit. Stay here if this feels right for you. Again, coming back to the full expression, without the block, we just have the shins stacked, parallel to the front of the mat, hands either behind the back or forward of the legs. Same thing, sternum away from navel, get long through your spine, long through the side body, and then chin to throat, soften between the shoulder blades, and just let everything go here. And then bring yourself back up by walking your hands in towards your body. And the way you'd come out wherever you were at would be to extend the legs straight out in front of you and shake it out. All right, I'm going to go through that one more time on the other side, a little quicker just so you can see it again. All right, so now we place the left foot flat on the mat, cross it over to the top of the right thigh above the knee. Foot is flexed so you can already get an idea of what that looks like. Right foot on the mat. You can start to walk the seat and the heel close to one another. Keep your chest nice and long. It's nice and extended, I should say. Better word for that. Stay right here. Or we heel toe the right foot over to the left, stacking left shin on top of right shin. That doesn't work for you. Like I said, block, book, whatever you have that you can place the left foot on, hand behind the back, you fold forward, or you bring the hands in front of the shin, chin to throat, soften the shoulder blades, and just surrender here. Either here or again, stacking the shins one on top of the other, if appropriate for you. Again, hands behind the back or hands forward, and we surrender here. So this is the seated version. I know I didn't hold you here long. I just wanted to teach this to you. You could always go back over these alignments and then hold it as long as you can. You really want to be able to get into the hips, and it's very important to breathe into it. So the more you breathe into it, you'll start to see your body relax. You'll start to see that gravity will assist you in going deeper. So that's really what you want to go for. You're not pulling your way in. You don't want to force your way in. Just let the body gradually move into it. If any of these seated positions is just not working for you, there is always the recline version. And that would look like this. You're lying flat on your back. We'll cross the right shin over the left again. It's not on the knee. It's like a figure four. First stage, take your right hand on the right inner thigh, never the knee, right? We press on the inner thigh and we just let it move away from us. And that would be a really great hip opener. If you can lift the left foot off the floor and interlace, so right hand between that little figure four, the triangle between the legs behind the left thigh, and the left hand can interlace there behind the left thigh without this happening, without the head or the shoulders reaching and you're all crunched up in your chest, then you can do this. If you have a yoga strap or a belt, you can do that. Then you can just hold it like this with the strap around the back of your leg. Forgot to bring my strap over, but I'm sure you can get an idea of what that would look like. But again, it's not going to be pulling. It's always going to be the shoulders flush against the mat. So he will be here. And again, if this doesn't work for you, you can always be here. All right. Other side. Bring the left shin over the right thigh, either just pressing the left inner thigh away with the left hand, or lifting up through the right leg, left hand between that little figure four, between the triangle, interlace both hands behind the right thigh, and as you draw in this case, the right leg in towards you, use your left elbow on the left inner thigh to deepen a little bit. Not like, again, you're not trying to compromise the shoulders or the neck to open the hips, so very gently you're pressing on it, but you don't want to be making so much pressure that you tense up in the upper body. It should be very easeful. So this is how we would go into a hip opening if we were going to do it reclined. So I hope that was helpful for you. Just give that a try. So practice along with this video and then see if you can do it on your own and hold it a little bit longer. That would be a really great way to open the hips and just feel a little bit better throughout the day. Our hips are so tight from all the sitting that we do, so nice way to just get a little more space. So again, hope that was helpful and see you again soon. Namaste.